everyone, this is Ramona coming back at you again this evening. So tonight, this is going to be a video about giving someone advice, okay? Somebody had asked me, it was a long letter, so I'm not going to read the long letter, okay? Basically, they want to know why it is that she says that nobody likes her. She's a good person. She doesn't, she's not hating on anyone, she's just a friendly, nice, easygoing person, and just doesn't, she tries, to make friends with other people. The only one that she has in her life is her husband, and she wants friends herself, so she doesn't understand why it is that every time that she attempts to make friendships, it always goes south. It just doesn't work out. It never becomes anything other than, an acquaintance, and then it won't pass further than that, and people tend to just really feel standoffish with her, and what have you, okay? So, I have a bunch to say about that. Okay, so I have to just wrap my thoughts up about it. Just get started. Sorry, hold on a second. Okay, sorry, I just made another video, so I'm kind of out of breath. So, okay. So let's get started, okay? Alright, so like the first thing that you want to know, sometimes, we come off in a certain way, and even though we think within ourselves that we're really good people, we're not out to get anything other than just to make other people, just make friends, and have somebody to talk to, somebody to do things with, when something's about, friendship. And, that's basically all that some people who have difficulties making friends, that's all that you basically want. But sometimes you might be carrying around on your face a desperation. So what I'm going to tell you is to go down like a checklist. Because if this is something that you really want to resolve, then you really have to be honest with yourself. Sometimes it's not always your fault, and I'm going to get to that point. But first you need to go down the checklist to make sure that it's nothing that you're doing. Because it's not about placing fault. It's just about portraying yourself as being an open person. Okay? Sometimes we do things that, that are not good for us, and, we need to figure out what it is that we're doing, period. And I'm going to help you out with that. So first of all, I want to let you know that, if you are at a point where you desperately want some friendships, and people are going to know that. And it's unfortunate that when you're desperate, there's not going to be a lot of people who are going to say, oh my God, she's so desperate for friends. Let's bring her in and show her some love, People are not going to do that. When they see desperation, they run. Because they don't know why you look in the way that you're looking, For you, you're like, oh, I want some friendships. But to them, they're like, oh, there's something not kosher with her. She's weird. I don't know. She seems like she wants something from me and nothing good. I don't know. I'm just going to stay away from her. She's a little socially awkward. You just come off with a body language and facial expressions and an energy that seems, oh, I need, and people don't like needy. They run from it. They run to the hills with it. So you need to make sure that you're not in a state of like desperation. People can smell it from a mile away. It is true. That's number one, okay? So should I move to a point of like showing you how? I'm going to show you how to not be desperate in a minute, okay? Alright, so the other thing is are you looking for, you know how that song goes, looking for love in all the wrong places? Well, that's not just about relationships. That's also about friendships as well, okay? You might be looking for friendships in the wrong place, okay? So you might see a bunch of girls, say if you're at your job, and you're looking at these people as like, oh, friendship potential. They seem like they're friendly with each other. Maybe I can go over there and see what's up. Like, you know. So number one, you might have desperation on your face where they're already going to be like, no. And even if you don't have desperation in your face, you know, they may not be the group of people that are meant for you. Okay? And let me explain that, you know, these girls, I call them girls, but the group of women, they may be sitting up there gossiping about people, gossiping about you even, gossiping, you know, just very catty, these catty women and then they're giggling with each other, laughing with each other, you know, and you may see them, you know, leave as a group after work, maybe, or you hear them the next day talking about, oh, we had such a great time at the bar, like, you know, oh my god, did you see what Kathy did? Oh my god, yeah. Oh, did you see that guy? He was hot. Remember that guy? Yeah, Kathy got his number. You know, and so you're like, oh my god, I want to have fun too. Like, why can't I tag along? So you try to like make, you know, connections with them. And it just doesn't work out. Maybe now that they actually see you, because you're making yourself seen, they're probably going to come down hard on you, because the reality is that they look at you, they're sizing you up as well. You've already sized them up as some people that are like fun and exciting, and they're friendly. They're you know, they're friendly with each other, look like they're having a blast, and you want in, but they're looking at you like, you're not one of us. They probably see you as a nice person, okay? Because it sounds like to me that you're a nice person, okay? So people like that don't want nice people around. They want people who are like, you know, misery loves company. They don't want nice people in their mix. Why? Because when they're sitting there gossiping about this person, that person, or cracking jokes that are not so nice, you know, they're going to think that you're going to be a Debbie Downer, like, you know, that they'll feel uncomfortable being themselves, which are like bitchy, catty chickens with their heads cut off, you know, just catty with each other. They don't want you in their circle because you are clearly different. You're saying you're the nice person that you are. They know it. They know it. They smell it. They see you. They're nice. You know, you're a nice person. They don't want that kind of person. Misery loves company. Okay, so that's number two. So people tend to be standoffish to something that they're uncomfortable with, or they don't know anything about. They don't know about anything about, oh, that person's nice. They're probably like Debbie Downer, you know, like, or they don't know how to act around you, and they're scared and worried, and they're too much work. They don't want to be around that. Okay. So what do you do with that information that I just gave you? Well, okay, so you can't be friends with these people, but you can definitely go and find maybe other people at your work or outside of your work, okay, and find people who are more like you, okay. Where do you find these people? Well, you can find them. First of all, let me see if I want to go there yet, because that's something I'm going to explain to you. So I have like a list 3. So don't look desperate, and I'm going to tell you why, or did I already tell you why? My mind is like, ugh. make sure you're looking for friendships in the right circles, okay? Because of what I just told you. See, third one, why people, so I think that basically might be it. But okay, so like the other thing is that, you know, are you the place to be? That's a good place for me to start telling you what I need to tell you. Are you the place to be? Are you the fun place to be? Because that's basically where you should start off. If you really want some friendships, okay, long-lasting, meaningful friendships, the best place to be is to realize, who are you? You need to figure out who you are as a person. What are your hobbies? What do you like? What kind of people would you like to be friends with? Do you want to be around a bunch of catty, you know, women with their chicken heads they call them, you know, gossipy and chicken heads, never happy unless there's drama packed full day, okay? Would you like to be somebody, the stress levels on that level, or would you like to have somebody in your life who's more targeted to who you are and what you would like to do? And so how you're going to do that is to figure it out, because it sounds like, you know, you really don't know a whole lot. Maybe you do, but if you don't know a whole lot about yourself, because you're not really doing anything with yourself other than being with your husband and working, being with your husband, working, being with your husband, working, so there's no real time for you doing what you like, because life is not all about being with your husband and working. You also have to find a source of pleasure, and it is important to have friends. It is important. But I know that you have to be the place to be. That's a good place to start. And you know, when you look like you're having fun in your own life, when you start looking like you're comfortable in your own skin, you stop being desperate looking. Because you're not desperate for friendships. You found a friendship within yourself. Okay? A good way to start loving yourself and feeling good with yourself is being by yourself. But don't just be by yourself with your husband and at your job. Be by yourself while doing fun things that you like to do. And I'm going to give you some examples. So on your leisure time, you might want to take some kind of class. Take some kind of class, like, or you can, let's just stick to that. Take a class, maybe a pottery class, like, you know, I'm giving you examples of stuff that I've been thinking about lately. So, like, maybe you can take, like, a pottery class, or maybe have you been interested in writing? Maybe you can, like, a writer's class. Maybe a walking group. Are you interested in getting in shape? There are roundups that you can look up online. Oh my gosh, I don't remember the name of the site, but there's sites out there that that can hook you up with people in your own community that are interested in doing things such as, oh, let's take yoga together, like yoga classes, or a walking team, or what about volunteer work? If you're interested in doing volunteer work, that's a great place to be, because you know what? If you're looking for a volunteer, doing volunteer work for the sake of helping the needy, but also you're doing, I wish that I knew the name of that site. I don't remember the name of the site, but just look it up, you know, like, there's a site out there where, like I said, if you're, you know, doing volunteer work. But you know that these people are going to be caring people. They're not all about being a chicken head, like, oh, it's all about us. Oh, I'm better than you. Oh, you see that person that's catty about her. You know, like, you don't want that. You want to be around people who are caring and loving and think about other people besides themselves all the time. It's good about keeping to yourself, about yourself, yes, but you also have to learn about being nice to other people and doing things that, so that's what I'm talking about. So target people who you know, and that's a good way of finding people who are like you and like what you're doing. Are they all going to be your friends? No, but you can find most likely you're going to find friendships within these people because they look at you the same way. Like, oh, let's see what she's all about because, you know, we already have one thing in common. We like volunteer work. You know, we like helping other people out. And anybody who likes to help other people is not such a bad person. Let's see, let's give her a chance. And they're not all about, and they'll be more grounded, more, these people are looking for real people, not fake people. Okay, not the fake ones who put on an act every single day of their lives trying to please their friends around them and try and look like the top dog or the lady of the group, like top lady. You know, these people want real people, real interactions, real experiences with people. And so that sounds like you, okay? That's a really wonderful way to start meeting other people. And don't just do one thing. Maybe you can start off, if you, I know time-wise you might not have like a whole lot, but maybe like time-wise you can do like a couple of times, doing a couple of, like 1 week you can do this, next week you can do that, and vice versa, you know? Or like in the middle of the day, 1 week you can do like yoga classes, and then on the weekend, or like some other week, and in the evening, you know, you can do something else. I don't know. Figure it out. But that's like a good place. That's a good place to start. In this video, how long do we have? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's try to hurry this along. It's starting to get chilly in my neighborhood. But I have my nice warm sweater on. Okay, so. Okay. So, what else do I need to tell you? So that, you know, make sure that, you know, you're getting attention from, you're encircling yourself with people, real people, okay, and the people who are like you. I'm not saying that those kind of people are terrible, but they're not you. Okay? If you were them, then I would say go to them, because then you would be happy there. But you don't. You like different things. So you find out what it is about you that you like to do, and what you would think that you would like to do, and then be around those people and look for friendships that way. That's where you're going to do most of the hitting instead of the missing out. The other thing that I want to say is that, you know, after all of that, and people are still a little bit standoffish with you, you know, I really feel that, you know, you really can find people out there that are like you. But then there are some people, either you ask and you wonder why. Why is it that some people can make friends better, like faster than other people? Some people are just gregarious. They just have this energy about them that they just pull in people. People, like, oh my God, they just want to jump on you, like, oh my God, ah, you know. Some people just have that thing about them that people are attracted to them. They don't know why. I don't know why. They just have, you know, some people have that. And then other people, they have that aura about them that is like standoffish, you know. I want to tell you something about myself, because I don't think that there's anything wrong with you per se, but you really have to, like I've been noticing about myself. Who I am now is not who I used to be. I used to like to be outgoing, and I used to like having people around that I liked it. Now I've gotten to a point where, I don't like it so much. And it took some adjusting, and then I would have like 1 or 2 people in my life, and that was kind of like, that was burdening me as well. And now I'm not hanging out with a lot of people at all. I'm not hanging out with anybody at all. And I like it. I think that at one point I felt like I'm supposed to have like buckets full of, because that's always how it's been for me, buckets amounts of people in my life. And if you don't, if you're by yourself, and even if you enjoy being by yourself, you're kind of a loser, But I don't see it that way. I enjoy being by myself. I'm a lone wolf. You gotta look that up, because some people are, I'd be really happy. I don't like having a whole lot of people in my life. Maybe that's why I got rid of them all, because I'm just like, oh my God, I can't deal with the drama. Maybe because like the people that were in my life, they were drama, and I couldn't handle it anymore. It was stressful to me. I think that I was too involved in their lives, trying to solve their problems, and guess who else was getting neglected? Myself. And I just realized, I don't want to hear about your dramas. I don't care anymore. I don't want to care. And, I'm looking at, and people tend to know that about you. If you're a loner, if you are a loner, then people could read that off of you as well. When I say a loner, there's some people who are just like crazy loners, like the ones who are absolutely, I wouldn't call them crazy loners because that's not fair, but like some people, for me, like I want to be around people. People are important. You have to have people in your life. That is true. But I feel like there's a, don't cross my line. Don't cross my line because I'm not interested. I want to be around, like say if I want to join a pottering class, that's going to make me happy because I'm doing what I love, number one. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm doing it with a bunch of people that I actually like. It's kind of like going to the movies. I could watch the movie at home. But I would rather watch a movie with a bunch of strangers. Now, all those strangers going to be my friends after the movie? No. They go home to their own stuff. We all separate. We disperse. But we're all together because we're happy doing what we all like to do in that moment, which is watch an amazing movie, and we're laughing with each other and stuff like that. And then that's going to be fulfilling for me and for them as well. It's better to be around people. But that's where it stops for me. I don't want to, at least at this phase of my life. And I'm giving you my experience, so I'm not talking about myself, just me. I'm giving you advice, okay? So, maybe you just have that aura about you, that maybe you are a lone wolf. And people can read that aura. You have the energy about you. Whereas another person would have the aura about them that they're just gregarious and they're attracting people to them, and everybody sees this beacon of lights, and they're like, woo! And then they go make a beeline to that person. Some people have that aura. But you may have that aura that you're a lone wolf, and yes, you do want to have friends, but you just want to be, you know what I mean? Alright, what else can I say about that? I definitely do believe that if you look in the right places, like I've given you some advice, that in time that you will meet people, make friends. But I'm letting you know that friendship is not something that can be rushed. It can't be rushed. Even when you find 1 or 2 people that you see on the daily or on the usual, like at the classes that you join or whatever, You might take like 4 or 5 classes and they don't talk to you until one day they're like, oh, you know, oh, that's really beautiful. Oh, I like what you made. You know, that's really nice. You know, like, you really have a really good eye for that. But maybe that's like the littlest, tiniest spark that's going to, they're going to be like, wow, if you could do that, you must be like a really awesome person. I'm interested in knowing more about you. So, I mean, like, that's how it is. You can't rush friendships, but you definitely can try. And where you have to start is being your own friend first, and you being the place to be. And you being the place to be means that you figure it out, that what you like to do, and go out there and do it. Be a photographer. I want you to do some leisure, like in your leisure time, I want you to do fun stuff, okay? Don't do anything that you're not going to like, because if you're doing things that you don't like to do, people are going to know it, and then you're only going to look stressed, unhappy, and they're not going to want to be around you. So you want to be the person, you want to do something that's going to make you happy. People are going to know from your heart that you're happy, because you're going to glow, and you're going to give off that aura that I'm really happy doing what I'm doing. Even if it's like I just thought of this, I don't know why I thought of this, but being a florist, arranging flowers. It's really relaxing, and it's so lovely. I love roses. I love flowers. You just sit there and knowing that somebody else is going to see the beauty within these flowers, and they can share that. And so there's things, you know, find out what you want to do and do it. Okay, so I don't think that people hate you. I just think that you're trying to fit in where you don't belong. And I also, you know, before I was going to end that there, but I also want you to understand that we're at a day and age where people are, they don't know how to communicate anymore. They don't know how to communicate, they don't know how to talk, they don't know how to receive. There's more and more people who are just being lone wolves and making friendships online. That's where it's at. Nobody talks to each other anymore. Nobody interacts with each other anymore. I mean, it seems like that, right? A lot of them are like that. Yeah, I mean, people do. You have friendships and stuff like that, but that's that's old school. You know, people like text and, you know. So, I mean, all of that, all those social graces are gone. Like, I don't know, like, so that's like another minus. You know, people are more, they already have their cliquey groups, and then that's number one. Number two, people are not in the place. Like on Friday nights, it's insane how many times the people spend their Friday nights on the internet. That's where and you know, and people will say, oh, they spend time on the internet, she must be pretty ugly. That's what they used to say. They used to say people will hang out online and have boyfriends and girlfriends online boyfriends, online girlfriends, long distance relationships, friendships, long distance. It's probably because they suck as people, or they're just ugly. And that's not the truth anymore. Not everybody does it. Attractive people, you know, doesn't matter who you are. That's where it's at. And I think that what you're looking for is not that. You want some real human-to-human interaction. And I'm like that too. I can't with the long distance thing. I need human-to-human interaction, and I find that that's really, really hard. But it's like I said, take my advice, and I hope that it works for you. But I do. I think that you'll find some friendships, Just take it easy, take your time. You are your own friend right now. That's where I'm trying to go with this. You are your own friend. Start hanging out with yourself. And when you start enjoying yourself, people are going to start looking in your direction. Like, oh, she seems like she's having a lot of fun. I want in. That's what people are going to think. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up. So if anybody else needs some advice, I'm so excited that I got that question. Nobody asks me for advice anymore. It's terrible. But I want to get it out there. Please, if you have... my advice kind of runs long, but it's because I want to give you that time. I think that you deserve that time. You know, everything's not about delicious. If you want like this is how I see it. If you want more than like a 2 or 3 minute, if you think that 2 or 3 minutes is way too long, then you wasn't looking for advice anyways. You were just looking for a Band-Aid. So, okay, I'm going to wrap this up. Anybody who wants any advice, please inbox me, or you can ask me on under one of these videos. Again, love everybody. Bye.